Welcome to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison.
I'm Molly, a former skeptic, now full-time energy healer, author, and your resident science meets spirit nerd.
And I'm Madison, a born and raised witch, teacher of the craft, and owner of not one, not two, but 3 metaphysical businesses.
Together we dig into low-effort witchcraft, spirituality, and the science that backs it all up, all with humor, heart, and a sprinkle of chaos.
So whether you're a curious skeptic or a seasoned witch, find a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's demystify some magic. Howdy doody, friends.
Howdy, duty, friends.
We are back
We're back.
with our Wheel of the Year Sabbath series today.
Hey.
We are talking about midsummer, Litha,
It's a dream. It's a Midsummer's Night's dream.
for certainly.
Are we going to talk about fairies again? Because that would be very apropos.
No, but we can. It wasn't in my plan, but we certainly...
One thing
We can
about
make it
me, I will always talk about fairies.
If you missed last week's episode, you're going to want to go back if you're into the fairy talk, because we do take a little bit of a fairy, what's the word I'm looking for? A fairy tangent.
We took a very long tangent.
We took the ferry to Fairy Town.
We're just winging it now.
But
Let's dust off our good jokes and talk about Litha. Get it, fairy dust.
Oh, yeah. I was
yeah.
I was struggling with that one. But first,
But first,
we've got a magic moment from our Patreon audience.
we do. I'm going to read it on this tiny screen. That is my phone. This is me not wearing my glasses because I don't want to screw up my makeup. So I'm doing this for you and for Lori. Lori says, my magic moment happened recently. I was thinking a few weeks ago that I was overdue to see my dermatologist. They randomly called me that same day and said, hey, it's been a while. Want to come in for a checkup? So I did, and they biopsied a few spots. One of them came back as precancerous, and they will be removing it next week. If that isn't the universe nudging me, I don't know what is.
Seriously, and such a wonderful moment of confirmation too.
Yeah.
Of, next time when you feel that gut feeling, then hey, this is serious, because last time I had this,
Yeah.
these events transpired.
Also, as someone who has ADHD and struggles to make appointments like that, that is my dream.
Mm-hmm.
My dream is to be like, it's been a while since I've been to the doctor, and then the doctor call me, and I happen to pick up.
Oh yeah,
Like that's gold.
I know. That's the thing. Honestly, I never do it, but pre-booking an appointment,
Yeah.
it is so good for me, and I should do it more often.
Mm-hmm.
It is so hard.
Yeah.
Because in the moment, I'm like, no, I'll just do it online. I'll call back, because I want to get out of an office or whatever.
Yeah.
You just got to do it, and it's the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do that with my dentist.
Yeah.
And that's really nice, but I rarely do it for anything else, and I really should.
I know. I've been starting to do it with my nails and my
nails.
masseters Botox
Yeah.
that I get for my migraines.
Mm-hmm.
I will pre-book that because there's nothing worse than it wearing off.
Mm-hmm.
And the migraines come back.
Yeah.
And then I have to find a day that the girl
Yeah.
who does it for me is free.
The
No,
worst.
Absolutely not.
I like to do repeated appointments. So my energy healer, I see every 2 weeks on the dot.
Yeah.
I just say, book me in for the rest of my life. And she does. And then it's if I have something come up, I can change it. But it's in my calendar, so I don't overlap anything on it, and
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it.
Litha, the name I couldn't find a ton about. Midsummer is the name that I like for it because it feels very...
Very.
Yeah, and it has that, I don't know, it feels old in a way. Midsummer, it makes me think of the Scary Movie. I don't know. I
Makes
like
me
Midsummer
think of
for it.
Shakespeare.
Yeah,
Personally.
yeah, I get that. But Litha is the celebration of the summer solstice. So it's usually anywhere from June 20th to 23rd, but it moves every year. And Litha, what you'll find about Litha, kind of in a lot of the books, whatever that you'll read, things you'll listen to, it's kind of an amalgamation of tons of European solstice cultural events and festivals. So it's a lot of bonfires, a lot of feasts, again with that element of fertility in there a little bit, but it's not really, modern Litha isn't really taken from one specific place.
It's like a buffet.
Yes, it is like a buffet, because most of those cultures celebrated the summer solstice in a similar way.
Yeah.
Which that's what I really do. I've loved about learning about the Wheel of the Year from this perspective, and going to see okay, where do these things come from? What's new? What's old? Whatever. Is it's seeing how many cultures did things so similarly while being so separate from one another. Like it's how we all as humans come to this kind of similar conclusion.
Yeah, it's like how every culture is, like has a dragon in their lore, but no one
Yes.
talked about it.
Yes, exactly like that. I think that's so cool, and it's such a fun example of that.
I have a question
Yeah.
that maybe other people are wondering. So if I lived in like Australia in the southern hemisphere, would I, because the summer solstice is like the winter solstice.
Yeah, so the
down there.
dates would be flipped.
So is that my Litha or is that my Yule?
That's your Yule.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if
Great.
you live in the southern hemisphere, all of the information is the same. The dates just change.
Okay. So you flip each. So you have to reverse. Do you reverse the wheel? No.
It would be like Samhain
Yeah.
is Beltane.
Gotcha.
So it's whatever is across the wheel.
Whatever's across the wheel. Okay.
Is
I know
where-
someone's going to ask us that.
Yes,
So.
I meant to put it in the first episode, but I was so consumed by talking about the problematic
Yeah.
facets of Gerald Gardner that it totally slipped my mind. Yes, if you're in the southern hemisphere, everything's the same except for the dates. So
Yeah.
you could just give them a swap.
Gotcha. That's a little treat for y'all who have come this far in the series. You get the answer to that question. So
Yeah.
just like in our chakra series, we answered like the most common question in like the heart chakra.
Yep.
And so all the comments leading up to that, it's just a ploy to get you to listen to all 8 episodes.
Yeah, totally. It's
We
not, has
did
nothing
that
to do-
on purpose.
Has nothing to do with my own forgetful nature. It's not my fault. It was very intentional. And you're welcome. But yeah, I do. The summer solstice is hard for me because it's hot,
hot.
and I'm miserable. But doing rituals at Spellcrafter has given me a greater appreciation for the Sabbats that I maybe feel less connected to, because now they've all kind of become symbols for connection with our community, which has been really fun. And it has gotten me out of my comfort zone and made me kind of honor these periods of time that maybe in years past I've been like, oh, fuck midsummer.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to observe this because I want to go be in the air conditioning.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's helped me find like a greater sense of like joy in it.
Mm-hmm.
But before we dive deeper into how we celebrate midsummer, let's hear from our sponsor.
This episode is sponsored by our good friend Chelsea at Conscious Seed Apothecary. If you are listening to this in real time, congratulations! You're in the middle of another Mercury retrograde.
Ugh. Just in time to mess up travel plans, screw up yet another Zoom meeting, and make you overthink that extra exclamation point in your emails.
Don't worry, Conscious Seed has tools for that too. Chelsea Duell, our favorite astro herbalist, offers astrology readings and digital tools to help you ride the energetic retrograde wave with grace and groundedness.
Her digital astrology calendar syncs with Google Calendar so you can actually prepare for planetary plot twists. No more getting sideswiped by eclipse season or tech chaos.
Plus, her readings are legit magic. We both meet with her quarterly to help prepare us for whatever the stars throw at us.
So if you've got big plans this season, launches, travels, complicated conversations, manifestation goals, this is the kind of astrology support that makes you feel held and not spooked by Mercury.
Usually, our code Demystify Magic gets you 10% off, but for the month of November, our listeners get 15% off the entire site when you use our code.
Chelsea helps you plan with the planets, not in spite of them. So head to consciousseedapotheca.com or click the link in our description of this episode, and don't forget to use Demystify Magic at checkout.
We love you, Chelsea.
Love you, Chelsea. Thank you.
One thing about that ad is I love that we had a midsummer ad in our midsummer episode.
Right?
Like little
We're
middle.
so on top of things.
On top of things.
We're so good at things. So you might remember in the Yule episode, I talked about the Holly King and the Oak King.
We're back, baby.
back.
We are back.
We are back. The Holly King has regained control of the arm wrestling match and has defeated the Oak King. Yeah! And that means, so that is some joy that I can find in midsummer, is that once it's over, we're in the dark half of the year.
Yeah.
That was like the celebration that Anthony and I had after our Litha celebration or our Litha ritual, is we went out to dinner and we were like, okay, the dark half of the year is coming. Like, it's our time where, you know, every day we get closer.
It's almost spooky season.
It's almost spooky season. You know, for me, honestly, it kind of starts mentally, emotionally for me after Litha.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, now I can, you know, I can be excited knowing that this thing is coming.
Yes, totally.
But something that we did at our Litha ritual that I really loved and I want to share for those of us that might be in the South or in an environment where you don't love the summertime or, you know, the heat is really getting to you. If you live in a place that is impacted by hurricane season, if you're paying attention to hurricane season, we did hurricane protection magic at our Litha celebration because it's right around the start of hurricane season. It starts, I think, in like a couple weeks after.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when it starts because it doesn't really get super bad for us until October, so I'm not really paying attention until then. I probably should. It's probably really what you could do for Litha. What I should do for Litha is make your hurricane kit. Because if you're anything like me, you will forget to do it until it's October and everyone's panic buying water and there's, you know, because there's always something in the water.
Yeah.
Maybe building, maybe not, that everybody's freaking out about, especially after last year.
Do you have Water and Batteries Day in Florida?
What?
Okay, so in Maine, we have Water and Batteries Day, which is what we lovingly called it when we worked at the grocery store, when I worked at the grocery store, where it's basically like before either the first snowfall, no matter how much snow there is, or any blizzard or nor'easter, every single person on the state of Maine ground goes to a Hannaford or a grocery store and buys water and batteries. So they clear out those shelves.
Wow.
Because like, and I never understood it because I was like, growing up, we just filled like cat litter tubs with water or like loads, like empty.
Yeah, they're so dusty.
Will you clean them out?
I mean, obviously.
Or like Home Depot tubs or the bathtub, right? Like to flush your toilet.
Yeah.
And like, because most of us are on wells, so we still have water. And the batteries, I don't really know what those are for anymore because most people can just charge their flashlights. But we call it Water and Batteries Day because their lines are like wrapped around. It's like Black Friday lines.
No, that's just the like the 3 days before any storm is coming.
Yeah.
That's Water and Batteries Day.
Yeah.
Like that's just when everybody goes buck wild.
Yeah.
And they place like limits on how much water you can buy.
Oh, really? Sometimes, is it bread too?
I think so, maybe.
It's like bread, toilet paper, water, batteries.
Yeah, toilet paper is on the list too. Like people really do go kind of wild.
Yeah.
Sometimes like canned goods. They'll say like
no.
3 canned goods per person or whatever, you know.
Yeah, no, we
It's like
don't
a
go
whole
that far. It's usually like, well, actually, if like we're going to stereotypical Maine Water and Batteries Day, it's water, batteries, toilet paper, bread, beer.
Yeah. Yeah. Hurricane
The
parties,
essentials.
you know, there's like a petition going on right now because Publix, the grocery store, used to make hurricane cakes. And they were literally just like, they were cakes with like, you know, the maps of a hurricane where it, like the weather maps where like you can see the spiral. They would make the spiral
Shut up.
on the cake and they got rid of it.
Why?
I don't know. I think like from a place of maybe this is insensitive.
Yeah, I guess.
But like truly everyone is like begging them to bring it
I want
back.
that.
Walmart does it now and it's just not the same because Publix cakes are so much better.
Yeah, Walmart
you
cakes,
know,
not good.
not good.
Frosting's too sweet.
There's FoliaChange.org. What's the word?
Like a
petition. A petition.
Wow.
To bring them back.
We'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Folks.
So, you know, fight the good fight, do the good work.
That would be so fun. I think we couldn't do that in Maine because our forecast is often wrong.
Yeah. Oh, so is that's what's interesting about hurricane season.
Yeah.
Is that like they're so unpredictable. And so for like most of my life, it was like a thing that when I was in school, you would almost always get a full week off of school in October, no matter where you went to school, because a hurricane would be coming.
Oh.
And then at least where I was, it would never touch down. And so it would just be like a free week off of school. But I think now after last year, when we got 2 basically direct hits almost, I think it will be different. Like I've seen a change in how people respond to like what's going on. I wonder if the hurricane party thing will go away, at least like in the Tampa Bay area. Obviously, like tons of places have been devastated by hurricanes and I'm sure that's changed their culture. But when I was in college, it was like party time. It was free week off of school. Everyone's like, you know, I remember once fully, this is an embarrassing moment of mine, my freshman year of college, my first hurricane, living away from home. I went to buy hurricane snacks. I bought pre-made creme brulee from Target freezer section.
Why?
because I saw it and I thought it looked delicious.
Yeah.
And so I like got other things, obviously.
Why are we embarrassed by this?
Because it goes in the freezer.
Yeah.
You don't buy things that go in the freezer before a hurricane because you lose power.
Okay. So then you have to eat it. Oh no.
But you can't use the oven either.
Oh.
So I bought it, lost power that night.
No.
I had to leave it. And I left in the morning and drove home. And it was a goner. But I do remember cleaning it out and keeping the little ramekins.
Yeah. I think with all the weather unpredictability, it ties us back to Litha because flexibility is probably something relevant, right?
The heat makes you very flexible. That's why you do hot yoga.
Just trying to bring us. I was trying to corral us back. I was like, I don't know how we're gonna get back here.
I was about to corral us. Don't worry.
I was fully ready to just have a fucking hurricane
podcast.
Hurricane Magic podcast.
Oh,
episode.
for sure, yeah.
If one person asks for it, we'll make it.
All right, Captain. So,
do you know the amount of people who want a Reiki for IBS?
Oh, I've been seeing the messages.
Reiki and poop. That will be my.
That's
what I become known for. It's like my next book will be like how to poop better with Reiki.
I hope so.
It'll be for people who give a shit. And then I'll write a song about it and it'll be a scat. It's okay. We can continue. I'm dung.
If you don't shut up and tell me what you do for the summer solstice, I'm walking out of this studio. You're like, oh, I'm trying to corral us. I'm trying to get us back on topic on your high horse. And then you start talking about shit. I don't want to hear it from you.
Don't be a party pooper. She's about to have a blowout.
Get me out of here. What are your midsummer...
No, summer solstice, I always see as like a marked moment in my life. Because as we talked about with the spring equinox, that's when we're really like planting seeds and like nurturing what we want to create. And so summer solstice, I really see as like becoming aware of the evidence of the fruits of your labors. It's very Seven of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very like, you're starting to see signs of growth. Maybe some things have grown into fruition. You're starting to see momentum in other things. Look at me making tarot references.
You're learning.
I learned from the best. And so it's like this reminder to continue, keep up the good work, almost like keep up the good work. And so I always, whenever I do my summer solstice Reiki ceremony, I always reflect and do some reflecting on like, where was I last summer solstice? And I think the best example of this is this past summer solstice. So if you're new to the pod, last year, 2024 was like a catastrophic growth. Catastrophic's bad.
Yeah.
But like catastrophic in a good way.
You mean like catapult.
Catapult.
Like we had.
It was
that's
huge,
the C word I think that you were looking for.
Huge growth for both of us.
Yeah.
And last summer solstice was like our biggest Reiki ceremony that we had done to that point. And I was living in a 100-something-year-old house in this tiny 10 by 10 office. Like I couldn't even lay a yoga mat out. It was so tiny with no air conditioning. There's no air conditioning. It was on the second floor, super hot. Couldn't put an air conditioner in because the windows were opened out and they were rotted and they were not insulated well. It was rough. And so I couldn't really work in my office that summer because it was so hot, so sweaty, like literally clocking in like 85, 90 degrees. And so for the summer solstice ritual, I had to work in my office because I needed the quiet space. And so I remember doing Reiki, right? And I'm like warm, I'm hot, I'm sweating, but I'm acclimating. And when I finished the ceremony, I put my hands down and so much sweat dripped off my arm that there was a puddle on my skirt and on my like chair. Like there was a discernible butt print on my chair. And so that was the moment where I was like, I cannot do another summer like this. Like I genuinely cannot. Like I'm going to just either not work for the month of July next year or we have to figure something out. And so, you know, we spent like 3-4 months kind of figuring out, okay, what is the plan? Are we going to do a renovation? Are we going to move? Are we going to do like, what's going to happen? And of course, there's like so much stress and so much unpredictability in that you don't really know what's going to happen. And so this summer solstice was my first ceremony I got to do in my new office, which didn't exist last summer solstice, in a house that I did not know I was going to buy at that point, in a neighborhood that I did not know I would want to live in. And it just felt like very like stabilizing. You know, it's like, okay, I literally so much can change in a year. I think that's what I love about this practice, is seeing, you know, what is the quote? Like, people underestimate how much they can get done in a year, but overestimate how much they can do in 5 years. And so it always just feels like this moment of pride and gratitude for me. And that's what I love about the summer solstice. And also that motivates me to keep going, because it was like, all of a sudden, any challenges I had been facing in that like month of June, and anything I was like worried about in the future, like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Like, all of that kind of dissolves when I take that stock of like, this is where I was last year. Look where I am now. And like, that was a really big example, but sometimes it's small too. Sometimes it's just like, okay, like I have a better work-life balance than I did, you know, if I reflect on the year before. It was like, okay, you know, the summer solstice before, I was about to head into 3 months of working 7 days a week. And now like I have spaciousness in my schedule, and that's something I had worked on. And so that's probably my favorite practice. And then using Reiki and meditation to really ground that into my energetic experience. And like, that really helps me trust that like, I can figure it out. Like, whatever is happening right now, I can figure it out. Whatever I'm growing right now, I can figure it out. Whatever weeds are in the soil of my mind right now, I can pull out. And that has been like a really empowering practice for me. I always think of like summer sun connected with solar plexus chakra, which is very much like confidence, willpower, personal power, like I can do it energy. And that like really starts to light me up around the summer solstice when I do a ritual like that.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of something that you can apply to any of the festivals of the Wheel of the Year. Is it can be a period of reflection for years past, especially like as you know, incorporate it into your practice for years to come. They do become like easy markers for achievement, for growth, for development. You know, it can be kind of for anything. And I think that the summer solstice especially is so heavily tied to celebration. It's kind of, you know, like as we move through the rest of the Wheel of the Year, we'll be going kind of into the harvest festivals. And so this is like the final celebration before we really get to harvest the fruits of our labor, you know, and it's just like pure celebration for celebration's sake a lot of the time. You know, it's like really leaning into that light in your life. It's the longest day of the year. And, you know, that solar energy, allowing that to, you know, invigorate you and empower you to celebrate yourself. It's a really beautiful way to celebrate. Yeah, that's the energy that I try to bring into the summer solstice as well. You know, outside of the protection magic as well, leaning into that, like, I'm really trying to find more joy in the summertime. And the summer solstice does kind of help me to do that. It's, you know, it's always a fun ritual to do as well, just because it's, you know, it has that kind of festival energy. Most people enjoy summertime, although I will say most people that come into the store do agree with me or feel similarly to me.
I don't like summer either, and I live in Maine, so.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah. Summer to me means traffic. Food is twice as expensive as it usually is. There's no parking. There are mass holes. No offense to anyone who lives in Massachusetts, but come on, you know what I mean. Like everywhere on the highway. We also, we change our main state bird in the summer. So usually it is chickadees, but in the summer, our main state bird is those giant orange construction cones.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a joke about the middle finger. The bird.
That would have been funnier. That would have been much funnier. Also, follow-up joke would have been mosquitoes.
Oh,
but
yeah. That's the state bird in Florida.
Yeah,
year round.
Oh, girl, you have zero mosquitoes compared to us.
I feel like you haven't been Have you come to visit me like in the summertime?
I was just up for the 4th of July weekend.
That's true. That's true. You were there.
There was no mosquitoes.
Really?
And I am a mosquito magnet.
Maybe
One thing about me, mosquito magnet.
maybe you're a Maine mosquito magnet because I
No.
feel like I'm a mosquito magnet and I get eaten up all summertime into early fall. Miserable. So I wonder if I'll go to Maine and the mosquitoes won't give a fuck about me.
We're
And
going to
then
have
we'll
to
have
need to do that for
Yeah,
science.
we'll solve the mystery.
If you want to support Madison finally coming to Maine, because she's been talking about it for 3 fucking years, join our Patreon. On the Patreon, you're going to get bonus podcast episodes as well as access to our clubhouse, which has...
We've got our notes. We've got medium effort rituals. And
I think we should add a tarot spread for each of the Sabbats. What do you think?
you just want to give me more work to do.
Hey,
I'm down. I'll do it.
I think it could be fun.
I think it could be fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Fuck it. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
What do you do for hurricane magic?
So for hurricane magic for the summer solstice, what we did was, and you could do this obviously for like anything. It could just be a protection ritual in general. I think that summertime too, it is a good time just because I feel like not a lot of people focus on it to work on some protection magic, just to kind of like reinforce any sort of warding, any sort of energetic boundaries. But what we did, so I've talked about this on the podcast before, how Spellcrafter, if you've ever been or seen pictures of it, it has the front window, like the front of the store is all window.
Mm-hmm.
It's like huge panes of glass. And hurricane season, plywood becomes really hard to get your hands on because people are boarding their windows.
Plywood is your water and batteries.
Yes, it is very much that. Like the Home Depot runs out almost immediately, and we couldn't get.
Sorry, do people not reuse it year after year?
And it depends.
Yeah.
I don't know that you always can.
Oh, okay.
Because if you get flooded or whatever, and sometimes it's just like easier.
Okay.
We've been thinking about like building something that could board the windows.
You could put like protection sigils on it. Paint it.
Well, spoiler alert,
Oh,
we got there.
Wow. Sorry.
We couldn't get our hands on plywood to board the windows. And so we, did the next best thing, which was magic.
Mm-hmm.
And we took my banishing oil. We drew runes and pentacles all over the front windows.
Mm-hmm.
And then we mixed some black salt and some eggshells and did a walk around the perimeter.
Maybe the eggshells you make in Ostara.
You could save them. You certainly could.
Also, the banishing oil is available at Spellcrafter. So Madison didn't put the plug in, so I did.
Thank you. That's what that's what you're here for, to hype me up because I refuse to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But we did that and basically just like said, hey, spirits of the land, whoever's listening, anybody really, help us out because Milton was coming right for us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like pretty clear that we were going to get a direct hit. So what we did for Litha to help, get everybody started is we shared that practice with everyone. And then we made a candle with that same mixture right on top. So it was just a little white votive candle that we drew runes on, drew pentacles on, added those ingredients, and then did a meditation with to charge them and give them intention and to like ask for that help.
I love that.
And that's become a way that I feel like I can really celebrate that time, do something that feels productive for me, and it does inspire me to get my act together for hurricane season, where I'm like, okay, like maybe I do really need to think about this. I am lucky though that my mom is very prepared.
Yeah.
And my hurricane plan is just always drive to my mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I only have to my preparedness ritual is just enough to feel like I'm contributing to the family.
Yeah.
I buy a few cases of water, some canned goods, just so I don't show up empty-handed.
Bring the banishing oil.
It's like a hostess gift.
I love that.
But it's canned chili.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Into that.
Some low effort rituals that you can use to celebrate Litha or midsummer. We've got foraging. I think that this is a really great time to go outside. You've got plenty of time for it, longest day of the year, but especially I think that if you struggle with the summertime, just getting like 5-15 minutes where you go outside and connect with nature is really important. And maybe this is me projecting myself and who I am and like what I avoid, but I know how people describe winter in the north. Like you talk about in February, I didn't see the sun for however many days.
Yeah.
That's how I can be in the summertime, where I'm like, I haven't been outside other than like walk, like in a parking lot for 6 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
And so finding some intentional time to like go outside, take my shoes off, walk around and, you know, pick some wild growing herbs or whatever it is, or in your backyard, you know, your herb garden backyard, find some time to just go put your feet in the earth and collect some stuff. Maybe do some weeding, you know, just like taking care of, especially like where I am, all of our lawns die in the winter because it never rains. And I refuse to spend money watering grass.
No,
I just won't do it. It's so bad for everybody.
Everything. Yeah. Certified lawn haters on this podcast.
Certified lawn haters. We are one sponsor we won't take. It's Big Lawn.
Big lawn, big no.
But we'll talk to Big Clover.
Big Clover, hit us up.
Call me. But around the summer solstice is when it starts to get like really wild again, you know, like if things start growing, whatever, like they try to start overtaking my landscaping plants. And so I just like to do just a little bit, like truly when I say a little bit, I mean 5-10 minutes, because I will not, I cannot spend more than that time. And also I will always be prepared to shower right after. I will do it in a time where I can go inside, take a shower, and then I'm home for the rest of the day.
Yeah, for me, I live close enough to the ocean that my favorite rituals in the summertime is to do like a foot cleanse in the ocean. I mean, you could do this in any like natural body of water, really, or like grass, or you know, like if you don't have a body of water, like just scrubbing your feet with dirt. I know it sounds gross, but like if it's so grounding, just to put your feet into the earth and just imagine discharging any of the energy you've been carrying throughout the year through your feet and let the earth transmute it. I had someone ask me once, like, doesn't it feel kind of selfish to like send your like negative energy into the earth? And I don't think it is. Here's why. No. Because we take our food scraps and we send it to the earth so that the earth can, you know, compost it and make new nutrients. We give our carbon dioxide to plants who can transmute it and make oxygen. And so the earth naturally, like within reason, we're not talking about like fucking polluting the earth. Yeah. Okay. But like our natural discharge of energy, the earth can take and transmute it, like actually needs that, you know, there's a reason why we're on this planet. And as long as you're doing it like conscientiously, you know, like we're not shitting on the earth, we're giving it our energy and we're taking, you know, we're having an exchange of energy. Yeah.
I think that we as people have like a very binary view of like positive energy and negative energy, where like really to the rest of the universe, it's just energy.
Energy is just energy. It's never created or destroyed.
Exactly. And you know, what is negative to us, it's like the true embodiment of one man's trash is another man's treasure. Yeah. It's very subjective, and what may not be serving us can serve a greater purpose. And so I see it as like I can sometimes feel like I can struggle to let go of energy that's no longer serving me. I can, you know, I don't know what it is, but I have a resistance sometimes to letting go. And I don't know if that's like self-punishment or whatever, but I can it makes it easier for me when I release it as almost like a gift. Yes. Of like, here is something that I no longer need. Yeah. That can be useful to you. Here you go. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I always think of it as like plants need that carbon dioxide, which we expel as waste. And we need the oxygen. And so like, if you ever feel like weird or guilty about it, or you struggle to let go, just remember that like the earth needs that energy, right? Like imagine we kept all the energy to ourselves, like good, bad, positive, neutral, like the earth would become depleted. Yes. And so like we have to have that exchange. And that really helps me like both feel in flow with the earth, but also release those things that I feel like stuck on. Is like, you know what, this can go somewhere that's needed more than in my shoulders or in my jaw or in between my eyebrows.
Yeah. And that actually ties in really well to something else that I wanted to talk about for a low effort ritual is you can give that energy as an offering to the earth. You know, this is another really great time to give offerings to the spirit of the land, to the earth, to the spirit even like of your home and, you know, the surrounding area, the spirit of your neighborhood. Or you could do it for the fairies as well, you know, like really whatever energy you feel like is supporting you. I will give offerings to whoever I can in the summertime for my own peace of mind, my own sanity, my own mental health, but also, again, entering that hurricane season, for protection for the
Yeah.
next few months. You know, it's because hurricane season is from sometime in the summer until November 1st. So until Samhain.
Yeah.
Maybe it's mid-November. I always get it wrong.
Who
Don't
cares?
trust me. You know
Whatever.
what? I'm not a weatherman. And that's okay. I'm a podcaster. I don't have to be right. But
This podcast was fact checked by the Weather Channel.
we should get my local weatherman on the podcast. He's like,
Please.
Dennis Phillips, call me. Love you. Mean it. Thank you for all you do. Rule number 7. But I leave my offerings to Dennis Phillips for midsummer. But then also something that you can do is it's another great time for a bonfire. If you need a little bit extra heat.
Yeah.
But for me, midsummer, I imagine like a beach bonfire. Again, not something I would probably do, but it is something that you could do. Or light a candle. Might I recommend the Litha candle from Spellcrafter? But just celebrating that solar fire energy.
Yeah. Yeah. I always think too, something that my Reiki graduate community does twice a month at this point, might be more by the time you watch this, I don't know, is we do a Reiki share called Reiki for the Good of All, where students are guided through a practice of doing Reiki for themselves and then doing Reiki for the earth.
I love that.
As a way of like remembering that we're all interconnected. So like when I do Reiki for myself, I'm actually serving the greater good of all. And then I can send that energy out to the earth, whoever needs it, wherever it's needed. And I think a practice like that is a really powerful offering.
For sure.
To both serve you, but also like sometimes I'll direct it to my local community. Or if there's like a part of the world, like, you know, when the hurricanes happened, I was sending it down there. And it's one of those things that like, I know sometimes we can feel like, oh, I don't have time, money, energy to give offerings, but you like replenishing yourself and giving that positive, that helpful energy, that Reiki energy out is important too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, offerings don't have to be anything physical, really.
Yeah.
It can be purely energetic and still be powerful and important. Yeah.
Love that.
Want to quick fire our correspondences?
I sure do.
Let's do it. So for colors, we've got yellow or gold for the sun, green for growth, blue for that balance of the solar and the water to, you know,
Ooh, nice.
to bring that sort of like that cooling energy
The
as well.
moonstone and the sunstone again.
Exactly, yeah. And then red for passion. It's a super passionate time of year.
Yeah.
Which I really love. But reds, oranges, yellows, that's big for me.
Yeah.
When I'm
Sunset
trying to,
colors.
yeah, exactly. When I'm trying to embody that sun energy.
Mm-hmm.
So for herbs, I've got St. John's wort. It's great for that solar energy again, like really great for blessings. It can be really protective. It is something that you should Google. I mean, really any herb you should Google, but specifically St. John's wort can interact with certain medications, especially like SSRIs.
And birth control too.
And birth control. So be careful with that. But I use it on candles all the time.
Yeah.
And
I never work with it.
I
never think about it.
love St. John's wort. It's so calming to me.
Yeah.
And I love to work with it. I really notice. So it's on our new moon candle.
Yeah, I was going to say it's on
Hedgewitch.
one of the candles that I have.
And a few weeks ago, I was helping Drew because Drew now makes the candles for Hedgewitch and Spellcrafter. And he just like, we both had a lot going on. It was like a really busy day. And so I was helping him and I was making new moon. I'm in along with a few other things. And I was starting to feel really stressed because I had a lot going on. It was very 7 of Cups energy. I had a lot of pots on the stove, but I started topping the new moon candles and working with the St. John's wort. And I remembered like the physical reaction that I had of like, oh,
everything's fine.
I miss doing this. You know, like I feel the joy of this again because it helps my nervous system regulation.
Totally.
Which is why I think it's a really great midsummer herb because I need a lot of regulation around that time.
Yeah.
But I've also got chamomile for prosperity and that calming energy again, lavender for peace and harmony, rosemary for cleansing, and then again with the mint for vitality and refreshment.
I love, oh God, I remember this like 2 years ago when I was getting into like herbs and correspondences in like my kitchen magic. I grew a bunch of mint and I became obsessed with mint lemonade for clarity and abundance.
Yes.
Oh my God. What I wouldn't give for a mint lemonade right now.
Oh,
so
good.
refreshing, so delicious. I could literally drink a pitcher of it and just, it would not be enough. It's so good.
And it's so easy. It's such an easy herb to incorporate into things, into beverages. Mint tea, mint in a sweet tea.
In
Love
a
that.
salad.
In a salad.
In
a dressing.
Mint lip balm.
Yes.
Brushing your teeth. Breathing your teeth.
Breathing your teeth.
Brushing your teeth is a Litha ritual. You heard it here first, folks. Nothing more low effort than that.
Right? And then finally for crystals, we've got citrine. Again, that solar energy, literally like the sun in a stone. Tiger's eye for strength and courage. Carnelian again for that vitality, that passion, that excitement. Jade for abundance. And then clear quartz to throw it in. You know, I love clear quartz for amplifying any of the intentions that we've, you know, you could pair it with any of the sabbats. But clear quartz for me for the summer solstice feels really appropriate because I feel like my energy needs to be amplified.
Yeah.
You know, like just, I see clear quartz as like giving you a little pep in your step.
Totes. I'm going to throw one more in. I'm actually going to throw, controversial perhaps, I'm going to throw moonstone in. Okay. Because I feel like what can happen in the summer solstice, especially because we live in such a go, like do kind of energy type society, is we can tip too far into that energy. Yeah. We can tip too far into summer energy, yang energy, active energy. And so having that balance of moonstone can help bring us back to center and help us turn inward rather than sending all of our energy outward. So having a balance like that, especially if you are a person who tends to lean more towards overstacking your calendar, doing too much, making the to-do list a mile long, setting a million goals and not knowing which one to focus on, bringing in moonstone to bring that balance to your scales, really, really helpful for summer solstice. I would say the opposite for winter, right? Bringing in sunstone if you tend to get kind of lethargic and unmotivated in that time, like bringing in that sun energy to counter that moon.
Yeah, I definitely think like a lot of this will change based on how you feel during those seasons. Like for me, I would not want to pick up moonstone during the summer solstice. I need to really lean into that solar energy. Yeah. But for you,
for me, I need that moonstone. I need that balance because I will burn myself out. Like literally think of moonstone like your SPF. Some people, they need it even when they're inside on a cloudy day. Yeah. Because they have Irish skin and will burn if they think about the sun. Some people can be in the sun all day and get a beautiful tan and not, I mean, there's the risk of melanoma.
You still need, I'll just say, you still need SPF. You need SPF no matter what, no matter your skin type, no matter where you're going to be, put on SPF.
And that leads me to, you need rest no matter what type of person you are. No matter what time of the year it is, you need rest. And so wear your sunscreen, get some rest, and listen to Demystify Magic.
Those are the 3 tenets of life.
3 tenets of life, folks.
Did we do it?
I think we did it.
Amazing. Happy summer solstice, except for not.
Yeah. I mean,
unless you're listening to this at the summer solstice, in which case, happy summer solstice.
We love you. Let us know how you found this pod.
Yeah. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison. All our links from spells to ceremonies to ways to support us are waiting in the show notes.
We'd love to hear your magic moment of the week. Share it in a review, tag us on socials, or bring it to our Patreon clubhouse at demystifymagic.com.
And remember, you are the magic.
Okay, love you.
Bye. Bye.